Hello everybody, I'm Mike Levin, and today I am going to talk about finding time, a subject dear to many people's hearts, specifically for your projects that are not your day job. So I spoke previously about how the daily rhythms of life look a lot like that, determined by the Earth's revolution around the sun. Nighttime is this, and then this here is your daytime hours, which I'll draw here as from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. That is a chunk out of the 24-hour day. You really get about 8 hours sleep. Let's imagine 4 hours on either side on there. And you have in the middle of this, at least most people do, a fairly large chunk where you go and you work for someone. And that's off limits for your projects. Then you have some part on the side here and here, which is your commute. Most people drive, making that fairly off limits too. I have the pleasure and honor of doing the New York subway, so I actually can utilize that time. And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4 places where you can try to find time. Now, it's not a lot of room in here, especially if you're married and with a kid, which I am. So how do you find more time? You can jam it into these spots if you live in New York City or some other major metropolitan area and have good public transportation, or you can try and jam it into these areas and steal time from other things that are also very important. So one way this is dealt with is expanding these endpoints out. And what does that mean? It means you wake up here, go to sleep here, and the place you find time, you still have exactly the same stuff going on here. The place you find time is sleep, and you lose sleep, so you pay for it out of sleep. And that's not always the best thing, but achievers do have the reputation of toiling long hours into the night. But I am one of the many people that will tell you that is not sustainable. And it will drive you crazy. Sleep deprivation, not good. So there are a few places where you can try to find time. One, you pay for it out of sleep. Another is you try to fund it. And you actually open up this entire time slot. But both of these have a great deal of risk. It's for a young person who has their act together, has the energy to put into losing sleep. That's often thought of as like those college years you pull all-nighters. Or when you're venturing out on your own, you perhaps have a family network that can help with your housing expenses, or maybe you live at home. But they are both considerably risky. So this is about option number 1, 2, 3, which I call align and a lie. And in that option, what you do is you do everything you can to put your personal projects in here. You lose sleep every once in a while, but not often. This is, you create a rhythm of life that looks, I guess, let's extend one of these out like that, but you can't do it too often, and you have to go back to your regular rhythm to recover. You can't really keep it up. But what I propose is aligning your work so well to your employer that they allow you to take slices of time, like right here in the morning when you just come in. And so long as your work is aligned very well to what you do for the rest of the day, you are pumping up your motivation, your passion, your curiosity, and everything that keeps you doing great work through the rest of the day. So long as your personal project aligns and gives you the motivation that you need to do, you can think of your employer as your ally. And you're aligning your work to them, and everything turns out good. Now, the reason I'm doing this is this particular video, because this is exactly what I'm doing with these pencasts in the morning. And I need to explain it. Because eventually they'll go, hey, what are all these pencasts? And what I say is that I am exactly aligned to the purpose of the company, and I view my employer as an ally in a greater mission of high-tech education. Thank you.